So, let's talk about the Nintendo Switch update. As of September 18th, Switch users can have the full online experience with Update 6.0. You can pay for a yearly, monthly, or tri-monthly subscription. The yearly subscription costs $20, a whopping $40 cheaper than Xbox and PlayStation. Despite all the backlash online, I think this is a good deal. The subscription allows continued access to online multiplayer and online leaderboards. Free games like Fortnite still remain free and separate. A collection of NES games are available through a free software collection that displays as one Switch app on the system. This includes 20 NES games, with more being added each month. The next major selling point is cloud saves. As far as I can tell, the majority of Switch games support this. All of my software supports it so far, even the NES collection. Voice chat for paid titles is all being done through a smartphone app. This app includes a couple of game-specific features. The final offer from this service is still a mystery, simply entitled Special Offers. Nintendo users aren't used to having to pay to play online, and with the cheaper services comes cheaper features. The 5 features we got are not bad at all in my opinion so far. The biggest complaints across web forums right now are about how the voice chat is done through smartphones and how retro games are being handled. The app on iOS has a 3-star rating. After trying out the app myself, it's actually not that bad. Not long after downloading the NES collection, I went into an online session with a guy on my Switch friend list. At first he had some of his game audio going through his phone indirectly, but then we found a way to fix it. He just simply messed with something on his Switch or his phone and it changed. His comment was that talking through voice while playing an NES game with another person feels unique. I have to agree. Prior to this, I never would have guessed that 30-year-old games will be playable online. There were no issues playing with the Switch undocked and having my phone nearby. You can only play NES games online with people on your Switch's friends list. Probably for the best, since you trust those people way more than just strangers. Instead of Virtual Console, we have the classic game selection, which is far more limited, but is also significantly more cheaper. It has been argued that you won't be able to own these games once the service ends. With the Switch itself, the interface is a lot more bare bones than previous systems like the Wii and the Wii U. It seems to be designed for games first and features second. Half of the 20 NES games included are black box games, which means they were all early releases in the NES's life. This is not a bad place to start. There are some real winners in here, such as Mario and Zelda, with Metroid and Ninja Gaiden coming in the future. Playing these games on the Joy-Con feels alright. It's not the best way to play them, but, depending on what game it is, even the original controller still feels kind of weird. It's kind of weird having so many buttons that you aren't able to use, resulting in somewhat odd finger placements. Definitely missing the D-pad. The cloud saves all happen automatically by simply opening up the games and closing them. I did, however, run into an issue with Mario Odyssey. The cloud menu claimed I tried to back up the game the day before the service launched, which is just strange. Splatoon 2 owners are bummed that they can't back up their game. Nintendo said this was done to prevent cheating. I don't know how widespread cheating would be if cloud saves could be abused, but this just seems to be a design flaw on Nintendo's part. Recently, Sony announced a competitor to other micro-retro consoles, the PlayStation Mini. It will include 2 controllers, but sadly they aren't DualShock controllers with the analog sticks. This system will include 20 games. The only games that are confirmed so far are Final Fantasy VII, Jumping Flash, R4 Ridge Racer Type 4, Tekken 3, and Wild Arms. This will connect through HDMI. The system will have the original buttons with the new functions. It will arrive in time for holidays on December 3rd this year. The price, however, is $100. More expensive than the NES Classic and Super NES Classic. A trademark was filed last year that has been approved very recently. It is simply a picture of a Nintendo 64 controller. Many people online think that this could be a hint that we are getting a Nintendo 64 Mini or a Nintendo 64 Classic Edition. Nobody knows at this point whether that could happen or not. However, some of the most popular Nintendo 64 titles couldn't appear on such a system, as Nintendo does not own the full rights to them anymore. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell. This is Thomas94K signing out.